Hello and welcome to Long Island Weather Update. It's August 8th, 2024. Debby is now a tropical depression, and we're going to get to that. Talk about Debby here. You can look at it on the satellite. You can see what's left of it. Clearly, you can still see the signature of Debby on this CONUS view. So you see that. You see all the smoke out west, of course, and the wildfires, and maybe a little bit of it in the central part of the country. And then you see this cold front here. This is what's going to kick Debby east tomorrow. So it's getting pulled up. It's moving faster now. And finally, the rain is finally starting to move to the north. But you notice the center of it is further west, and that's why the core of this is going to go west of the Appalachians. That's where the heavy rain is going to be. Looking at our weather map here, you can see we have here. Here's your stalled frontal boundary. Another cold front coming through. TD Debby right in here. Let's go over our current conditions out there right now, because you'll notice there is a tornado watch now that extends all the way up to Maryland and Delaware at this point. We're under a wind advisory now. Got a flood watch to the west side of the Appalachians. And let's see if there are any actual warnings out going on right now. We have one active tornado warning right now in Maryland, west central Loudoun County. I think that's Maryland. No, that's Virginia. So northern Virginia, we have severe thunderstorms out there, and this is the problem that we're going to have to worry about. This zone is going to wind up moving north, and I wouldn't be surprised if New Jersey possibly gets into a tornado warning. We're going to go over the weather and hazards and all that stuff right now. But first, let's go over the observations right now that we have. Oh, I want the station plot. Let's wait for this to load here. Yeah, it wants to be really slow, but you see what we have here. 70 degrees outside right now. And you notice south of the warm front, in the warm sector here, where the air is really juiced up, you have temperatures in the 80s. We could put the dew points in there, dew points into the mid-70s. It's a lot warmer. Meanwhile, here, we're into the cooler air. And we've seen a few showers today, but nothing really crazy as far as what we've had in our area. You can see the temperatures already rising in Jersey. They're 76 right now, Lakehurst, 2.75. So it looks like the warm front may be starting to come through there. But if you look over here, 70 degrees, 2.66. So the warm front has not come through our area yet. We look at highs. You see highs today only around 70. Obviously, Jersey now warming up, and as you go to the south, this front, it's pretty warm and humid. I'm not even going to show the lows, because the lows really, all right, mid-60s, nothing that remarkable here. Precipitation, we haven't seen all that much rain today, nothing really heavy in our area, but you'll notice that in Pennsylvania, around Philadelphia, that they've gotten some heavier rain there. So yes, there's a tornado watch in effect, and this tornado watch may wind up moving to our areas. Let's go to the Storm Prediction Center now, and you can see there's the slight risk for severe weather. And if we look at the tornado risk, let's see, we've had 5 reported tornadoes today, by the way. Go to storm reports, you'll see the red dots, tornadoes in the mid-Atlantic. In fact, it looks like there was a tornado not far from Philadelphia, or right on the corner there, 4 corners, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware over there. And wind reports too. And there's your tornado watch. So let's go over here, and I think they have a map that shows us the tornado risk. Hazards. Find it. All right, that's your convective outlook, but there's also where do they have it in here? Usually have it in here somewhere. I swear it was in here. Where they have a map, it actually shows the risk of tornadoes. Trying to find it here. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in the Weather Prediction Center. Maybe it's here. I don't think. I thought it would be in the Storm Prediction Center. They would have this tornado risk thing. I could find it. Where is it? This is the thunderstorm outlook. We got to find the tornado outlook. That's what we're looking for. Well, whatever the case, we'll look at the tomorrow's convective outlook. All right, and you'll see the day 2 convective outlook puts that slight risk in most of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, and a marginal risk into most of New York except western New York, Connecticut, western Massachusetts, Vermont, in the marginal risk. But we're gonna go and see. Oh, I see where it is here. So if we go over the tornado part, you'll see. Look at that, 5% chance of tornadoes in eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey, and that's surrounded by a 2% chance in our area. So we're really concerned about this because this front has. You're on the east side of the storm, so you're going to get the severe weather. You're on the east when you're on dealing with the tropical remnants. The east side is usually where the severe weather is, and the west side, when the center, is usually where the heavy rain is. So that's the concern that we have for tomorrow. That's one of the concerns that we have to worry about. And if we go to the Weather Prediction Center here, you would see that excessive rain. If we click excessive rain here, you'll see where that excessive rain risk goes. We're just in a marginal risk, but there's a good chance of excessive rain in Pennsylvania, and that's surrounded by a slight risk in western, northwestern New Jersey. And that is, again, that could be for a decent amount of rain here. If we look at the QPF here, day 2, you'll see that those reds, which means they could see as much as 5 inches, 5 to maybe even locally even higher amounts of rain. But for Long Island, look at that, we're only in the light green. So for our area, I don't think we're going to really wind up seeing much rain. The main issue is going to be the wind and the tornado risk. That's what we're going to have to worry about tomorrow. So let's go to the latest briefing from the Weather Service, from our Weather Service on Debby here. They're still claiming 1 to 2 inches area wide through early Saturday morning. Locally, 3 inches possible north and west of New York City, with rainfall rates generally of a half to 1 inch an hour. The winds, peak winds, south winds 20 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts 35 to 45 miles an hour, likely Friday into the night. And then gusts to 50 possible for Long Island and New York City late Friday afternoon, Friday evening. And there could be scattered down trees and tree limbs and power outages. And then the isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms. Potential for isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms with damaging winds, gusts, and brief tornadoes Friday afternoon into Friday night. There is a brief secondary threat along the coast Friday a.m. as well. So now they're saying that there is actually a brief threat in the morning. Coastal, high surf, 6 to 12 feet, high risk of rip currents along the ocean beaches, likely Friday into Saturday. Beach flooding and scattered areas of dune erosion possible during times of high tide Friday into midday Saturday. And then on the waters, gale conditions and 8 to 12-foot waves on the ocean. So this is the concern we have. This is the map of rainfall. This may be overdone. I'm more concerned about the severe risk at this point. The winds, these are the wind gusts that they're showing here, and the severe threats here. Again, there's that slight risk, level 2 risk for almost all of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, and then the marginal risk for most of Long Island, and only the East End would escape that risk. And again, that tornado risk is something we're going to have to really be concerned about. And like I said, we've got to watch out because we already have active tornado warnings. I'm going to look at the radar right now, and you can see that where that tornado warning is right now. It's not popping up, but it's right here in Virginia. And you see the wind advisory. Let's look at the radar here. So this is the radar. We just have mainly light rain over our area right now. But let's take the wider radar view here and look at this radar here. And you'll see that actually we do have a couple of downpours that are showing up here. So there are a couple of downpours, mainly light rain. This is where the heavier rain is. All right, this is where some of these tornadic thunderstorms are, by the way. And you can see these feeder bands here coming in. So this is what we have to be concerned about. And there's still thunderstorms over here too. Over South Carolina. It's still not completely done with it yet. You can look at lightning and see how much lightning these storms are producing. Kind of gives us an idea, maybe how severe they are. Not seeing much, but it hasn't connected yet. Sometimes this site can be a little slow. I don't believe that there's no lightning over here. How could there be no lightning? There's like no lightning with these storms. How is that even possible? It's barely showing any lightning. That doesn't mean they're not severe though. So the tornadoes are definitely going to be a risk. So let's go and talk about the storm some more. Let's look at the GFS here. Go to eastern U.S. And you see that center of the storm tracking to the west. That's where the heavy rain goes. And then improving conditions for the weekend. But we got to get through tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be rough. So let's look at the north. Let's go to the northeast view and look at the HRRR model. We should have the full HRRR running now. 0Z. So you see we have some scattered, a couple of scattered showers tonight. Not really showing much during the day tomorrow at all, but you notice the close isobars. But we're going to have to watch for this line. The HRRR doesn't seem to think it's going to be any heavy thunderstorms. It mainly once it has it fall apart as it gets to the east, but caution, this is just a model, and they could very well hold together. And then behind it, you see there's another couple more showers, and this is behind it. I think we're out of the main LLJ here, but it's still showing some showers and thunderstorms here later. So we have that risk going, I would say, from probably 6 o'clock Friday to after midnight on Saturday, and then it slowly dries out. The HRRR is slowing down the front, so no surprise. Obviously, looking at the dew points and wind flow, you see plenty. Air is going to be plenty humid tomorrow, very juicy, tropical air. That's what these tropical systems bring up, mid-70s dew points. And then the wind shift to the west on Saturday, but then it kind of hangs up a little bit, and the humidity really doesn't really go away that much on Saturday. We were hoping that it was going to dry up, but as usual, the drying is going to be delayed. At least that's what the HRRR seems to think. And the GFS is probably the GFS is a little different. I'll show you that in a moment. Temperatures, obviously, they're going to be on the increase, 70s and possibly close to 80 in New Jersey. Perhaps New Jersey could get above 80, but generally upper 70s, just very humid tomorrow. And then for Saturday, still well into the mid-80s for Saturday, probably mid-80s. And again, it's not going to feel as good as we were hoping it would, at least according to the HRRR. I'm going to shift over to the GFS now and show you the GFS, which is a little different here with the dew points. So here we are Friday, again, that tropical air. And then Saturday, the GFS does bring the drier air in, has a much stronger push than the HRRR. So we still have some model disagreement on how this front is going to come through, how quick it's going to come through. You can look at the NAM 12 as well. Don't really have the latest one in. We can look at the 18Z. And you can see here that, yeah, it slows it down on Saturday. Definitely it seems like it just has a weaker push than we were originally hoping for, at least the NAM and the HRRR both. So we'll have to see if the GFS follows suit. Can look at the European too, but I don't think the European gives us dew points. I think the AI gives us dew points. Yes, okay. So we can look at the AI European and see if the AI European Euro's maybe a little more like the GFS, a little faster. It still kind of slows it down a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna have to watch for that possibility. But first, we got to get through tomorrow. So I'm gonna go to the NAM 3. We're gonna look at the 18Z NAM 3 and see how that is handling tomorrow's storm events. And so you see it brings a little bit of a wave of rain in early evening tonight. Then it's bringing another wave of heavy rain in over Jersey. These could be, again, severe thunderstorms, possible tornadoes in them. And then the line does develop. And this could be a monster line here. Here we are tomorrow night. But it kind of just breaks it up as it hits the coast. Whether that's actually going to happen or not is another story. But I would not be surprised. In fact, I think there will probably be a tornado touching down somewhere in the state of New Jersey tomorrow. That line looks pretty intense right there. And then it kind of just slowly moves on off out there. But you see the slowing down of the front. That's why your Saturday, yeah, it'll be a decent day, but I don't think it's going to turn out to be a beautiful day as far as hiking weather. It's still going to be humid. So let's look at the total rainfall on the NAM, and you'll see we may see a half inch to an inch, but honestly, I don't think I don't think most of our area will get over 2 inches, unless you're lucky. Unless you're lucky or unlucky enough to get a couple of training showers and thunderstorms. Now, New Jersey, on the other hand, western parts of Jersey, you're going to see 2 inches or more, according to the NAM. That's what the NAM has shown here. We'll go to the HRRR. At the HRRR and see how that does it. So the HRRR is even drier for us on Long Island. It has more of the rain. It has Long Island hardly getting anything, especially if you're in Suffolk County. It has Nassau maybe getting a half inch to a quarter of an inch, but really the heavy rain is just confined to Pennsylvania. So we still have model disagreement here. Let's go and take a look at the other model that we show from time to time, the HDRPS. And again, HDRPS a little bit heavier with the rain, western Long Island there, over between 1 and 2 inches. So the HDRPS, it's very hard to predict all this. So let's look at our system again. All right, so this is the HRRR for tomorrow. It's showing a little more shower activity during the day tomorrow. At the HDRPS. I don't know this HRRR. I'm sorry if I did. I'm just feeling tired. Today was gloomy. But anyway, you can see as we get toward in the evening, it does develop some more showers, and thus some of these could be severe. And again, the HDRPS definitely being most impressive of all the models with the storminess. Wind is the other thing. So let's look at that. This is the HDRPS on the wind, and the wind doesn't look terrible. Let's go to the NAM winds. We have enough of the 0Z NAM, so we could kind of use it. It is showing some strong winds over us. Again, that's why we have that wind advisory in effect, and it's mainly going to ramp up late in the afternoon tomorrow and in the evening, especially ahead of that line of thunderstorms. A pretty strong wind. We can go ahead and look at that LLJ. It's ahead of it. Yeah, I've seen more impressive LLJs, though. So, not so much an LLJ event, but there is going to be some wind. And that's why we have the wind advisory. It could cause some power outages. Let's look at the European for wind. This is the loft. This is the LLJ. Let's see what the surface does here. So you see those winds come up. Nothing crazy, though. But we do have trees with leaves on them, so, there could be, again, some trees coming. Scattered power outages, I would say, at this point. The other issue is the coastal impact. So if we look at the wave height, you'll see we will see some minor beach erosion. I don't think it's going to be anything too major. It's moving along pretty quickly, so that's why I don't think it'll be anything too major. Let's go and talk about the skies, I guess, next. So we'll go to the NAM. We have the NAM here. So I'll show you two different solutions with the skies here. Obviously tomorrow, well, plenty of clouds. There could be a peak or two of sun, perhaps, which won't help matters, that's for sure. And then you see the NAM for Saturday. It has the clouds just hanging around. We don't actually clear it out at all. All right. Whereas the RGEM, let's see the RGEM. We have the 18Z RGEM. It only goes out. Oh, we don't have the full 18Z RGEM. All right, we'll have to look at the 12Z. The 12Z kind of clears it out a little more. Maybe it's slowing it down more. We only have out till 12Z. But the RGEM's still saying it looks like it's trying to push it offshore. GFS. Same deal. GFS tries to be quicker and bring the dryer in and bring in the better sky conditions for Saturday. But we'll just have to see, obviously. We'll talk about the weekend more tomorrow night. Take one thing at a time. We've got to get through tomorrow first. Tomorrow could be a very stormy day. So let's go over to Ventu Sky. We'll look at a few more parameters here. And let's look at wind gusts. Move this over to tomorrow. I'm going to show you the wind gusts that we're going to have. So it's showing some wind gusts close to 50 even in the afternoon. I'm sure the beach is going to be very interesting. Gust to 50. Still showing gusts up to over 50 at 7. Here we are. Gust close to 50. So this is the HRRR model here. I think this will turn out to be fairly accurate. I think we'll have some pretty strong winds tomorrow. It won't be catastrophic, but it won't be like Isaias, but there's going to be some power outages for sure, and some beach erosion. There's some pretty strong winds here that we're going to be dealing with. Thunderstorms. Let's go look at the Cape. That's the other indication that we have here, indicating that most of the Cape's off to the west. And you can see not really much over Long Island. But that doesn't mean we can do Cape plus shear as well. Not really showing anything too. There's some. I think the best chances for tornadic thunderstorms are probably going to be over New Jersey. Looking at this data, Long Island, I'm not too encouraged, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see because we have that marine, that the stabilizing effect of the ocean, cooling the temperatures down. And we have that very strong southeasterly flow, so that will be a big factor. When you look at where most of the tornadoes touched down, they were inland, not at the coast. When we looked at that map earlier, go back to that map here, Storm Prediction Center, and we could look at the storm reports here, and you see all the red dots are not at the coast, so they're a little more inland. So that's why I'm thinking inland you're going to have the better risk of tornadoes with this, not so much at the coast. So, yeah, this is what we have right here. This is what we have set up for, again, the Cape. There is some there. We'll have to see what happens. All right. You can also look at sea, and again, show you the wave. It will be pretty high waves here. But nothing, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing insane, but there definitely will be some coastal effects. You can see 10-foot waves, so there will be some beach erosion probably from this, and maybe it might be worse because lately it seems whenever they call for beach erosion, it turns out to be worse. And again, because we have those warmer oceans, we have rising sea levels, it makes it worse. So we'll have to see. It wouldn't surprise me if we do get into some beach erosion, but like I said, by Saturday it's done with. So once we get towards Saturday, it will calm down. We'll have to see what happens over there. But again, if we look at this, you'll see the slow. I don't know if it's still using the HRRR at this point, but you can see the front kind of there. What are we using here? Probably the Ike. Yeah, it's still using the HRRR. HRRR does bring in some clearing skies. We'll have to see. I mean, how Saturday turns out, whether it'll be sunny or not, but it'll be a nice day. Whether you'll have a nice blue sky or not, I cannot tell you at this point. And well, speaking of that, I guess we go and we'll talk about the smoke next, I guess, right? And what's going on out west. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go and look at the west coast here, or we'll go and look at the Pacific Northwest one first. Yeah, we still have these fires going. There's the Park Fire. Whoa, look, outflow boundary from that thunderstorm that had popped up on the Nevada-Utah border there. But yeah, we still got all these smoke plumes here coming out from the west. And then we have what's going on in the north, in Canada, of course. We'll do the Central Alaska one first. And you can see, look at these fires that's flaring up here. This is Alaska. This is the Northwest Territories. They're just going nuts. We're going to talk about the heat up there, too. We still got to talk about that as well. Let's go to the southeastern Alaska view. Look at all these fires in Northwest Territories. Wow. That's a lot of smoke right there. That's insane. That's just insane. I mean, the whole province, including Northwest, the whole province is on fire. This is nuts. Absolutely nuts. So, go to the Canada Northern U.S. view next. And you can see all the smoke. That smoke's making its way into the Arctic Circle. Got a big ridge. That smoke is definitely going to wind up making its way down here. You can see it right there. That's definitely going to wind up making its way down here. So let's go to some observations up in Canada, up in this area, and still see if they're dealing with that heat that they were dealing with earlier. Looks like Alaska has cooled down a little bit. The Northwest Territories is still broiling, though, however. How about 96 degrees, Fort Good? 93 at Norman Wells. Yeah, that's insane right there. I'm surprised that they're not reporting too much haze here. Here's Inuvik. It's 91 degrees at Inuvik. Hit 93 today there. And I'm sure it's an all-time record. They've probably shattered a lot of all-time records here. So, you know, it's absolutely nuts. I'm surprised that the smoke is not being reported by these stations, because it sure looks like there's a lot of smoke. All right, here's one that is. Colville Lake reporting 3-mile visibility of high, right now 86 degrees over there in, got 83 over here at this Portalock. This is right on the ocean here. And we go up into these islands here, and it looks like it's cooled down a little bit now. They're showing 50s and 40s at least. That's where they should be. But we still got the heat over here. That's still going on in eastern Canada. Got 82 degrees there. Banhurst Inlet. Yeah, these are some really crazy temperatures. We'll go to the max temp here. I'll put them on. Put these on the screen. You can see the heat up here. It's insane. A lot of heat up here. And look, it hit 70 up here. At Alavik National Park, it hit 70 degrees. That's insane. Absolutely insane. That is really crazy, folks. Looking across the country, again, you see the air quality alerts. Red flag warning in effect for extreme northwestern Washington. A lot of air quality alerts in effect. So now that we've got all that out of the way, let's just talk a little bit about the smoke. We'll go to the HRRR. Well, actually, we'll go to the RAP smoke model first. And see what this is going to show here. And we'll first look at the vertically integrated, and I'm sure it's showing. Well, we've got to look at where that smoke's going to go from all those fires. Right now, we're not dealing with too much wildfire smoke. But you can see as we head into Saturday, yep, here comes some smoke for you. There's a cloud of it, and then maybe it'll get pushed away, and we may get a break, but eventually we're going to have to deal with this smoke that's coming from these fires up here. Eventually, that is going to definitely probably make its way down into our area. You can see where it's going. I'm kind of just curious. Actually, a little more of it's loading in for. No, this is still the same. All right, it's looping around. But you see here that you have to watch where this is going to go, because this is right now we just don't. The models just can't. I don't think we have a model that goes far enough out. That we can try the. Also, there's near surface smoke too. We can look at that as well. So you can see again all those fires there. It doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with any near surface smoke, but you can see there definitely is a lot over the Northwest Territories. That's for sure. And some as well out west, but it doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with any of that. But Saturday we may have some haze in the air, at least to start. Let's go to the HRRR one. HRRR 001 is the long one, so let's do vertically integrated smoke again on this. This isn't going to show Canada, all right, but it does show that Saturday we may have to deal with a little bit. You see that wave of smoke that's accompanying probably right behind that front there. But then hopefully we can get rid of it for Sunday. So that's going to wrap things up, and again, we will be dealing with the smoke. So we got all these different things going on. We got the remnants of Debby, and we got all this smoke up here. That's a lot of smoke right there. That looks like that's going to be coming down over. That is probably going to make its way into our area eventually. That is some pretty thick smoke right there coming from the Northwest Territories. I mean, that's incredible right there. That is really incredible. I'm going to actually make this the thumbnail, not Debby, because this is really just. This is incredible here to see. It really is. It's just an incredible amount of smoke over here. It really is. Really is. Let's just go to the MODIS here. Go to the MODIS. Show it to you as well. So again, here are all the fires up here. Look at that. That's insane. That's a lot of smoke up there, man. That's eventually going to make it. That's going to make it. That's making its way into the Arctic. That's smoke for sure. So Yeah. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. Have a good night. Tomorrow is going to be, I don't think we're going to see, I don't think the rain's going to be the big deal, but the possibility of severe thunderstorms with damaging winds and tornadoes, that is going to be the main threat for tomorrow that we're going to have to watch for. But I think it's mainly going to be more inland. I think Long Island will avoid it at this point, but can't say for sure, obviously. That's why you got to pay attention to the radar, and if any severe thunderstorms come up that do threaten us, you can stay tuned to the community post section if I can't make a short video about it. Anyway, have a good night.